And now, you're tuned into Tampa Bay's RBLR Sports.
Hi, hello, how are ya? My name is Liz. This is Tom, my co-host, and this is RBLR Sun. To our new listeners, welcome. Thank you for joining us. If you are returning, welcome back. Thank you for coming back. Make sure that you like, subscribe, hit all the buttons so that you never miss a single Sun FC update. Tom, how are you doing today?
Lizzie, I'm doing real good. I had a nice nap. 4th of July weekend still, technically. I'm still riding that high, so I feel great. How are you, Lizzie?
Not too bad. I had to work today, so that kind of sucks, but that's
me
okay.
too. It's whatever.
Yeah.
We're not worried about it. It's done.
It's fine, yeah. We're done now. Yay. I am a little glad though, because we got to see a couple of fun 4th of July things that the team did, just to sort of allude to the show today. What else did we did have 2 new signings.
Yes.
And then we have they have some new fun stuff posted on Instagram. Training has started. We had our first practice. We have some jersey numbers that we did not officially get, but definitely looked at frame by frame in a video that I downloaded from an Instagram reel.
Yeah. We got kind of spoiled with all the news like every day at 10 a.m.
We did, and then I got a little desperate.
I thought that was going to be the norm, and I guess at some point you run out of players to sign or something.
No, we still have some. No, we still have at least one keeper.
We do. We got a couple.
Mm-hmm. USLW playoffs kicked off today, so we'll talk about that a little bit. But to start off, we did have 2 signings. Our first of which was Lauren Kellett, our second keeper. Hooray! Exciting.
Yes. Good to have.
Yes.
Going to compete with Ashley Orcus for minutes. So should be fun to watch in the preseason. I'm sure there will be preseason games. I highly anticipate a game against USF. In early August. It just seems like it makes sense. Nobody said anything like it's going to happen, but I don't see why it wouldn't. So it'd be good to see who gets the start, who gets the second half, who plays well, because I think Lauren Kellett and Ashley Orcus, both great keepers, both there's neither of them are clearly better than the other. Neither of them is the guaranteed starter yet. So it's good to have that healthy competition where they both push each other in training camp.
For sure. Talking about her past playing, looks like she played for Sting SC, the TCU Horned Frogs.
Yeah.
With 69 games played. Nice. I like your notes. Some other players, other places, blah blah blah, in my opinion, because I think it's really exciting that we pulled her from the NC Courage's preseason and her TST. We just saw her play.
Yeah,
we were recruiting during TST, and I think that's hilarious.
You did, yeah. It paid off in the end. It was a publicity trip. It was a scouting trip. It worked out. She's I mean, we pulled her from the training camp. She's been in the North Carolina Courage orbit. She's there to be available for them if they need another goalkeeper, and we took that from them. She's ours now. Yes. So we beat North Carolina Courage, and then we took their goalie too.
Yep. I like how this is starting. This is good.
Yeah.
But I think that's really cool that we were still looking even then, and we were open to it too. We were really keeping our eyes open to everyone.
Yeah.
Even our competition, which is cool. We were like, nah, NC Courage, none of that.
Yeah, absolutely. She's a really good player, and I mean, she also played at Asheville City last year in the W League, whom they made playoffs then. They're currently, as we are recording this, in a 0-0 halftime draw with Florida Elite. So it's a really good program up there. So if she's playing for them, if she's playing for North Carolina Courage while being, barely just out of college, then that's a really good sign. She's a player with a lot of potential.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's awesome. I'm excited for her. I love that. I just think it's so funny that we pulled from their TST team. I'm sorry, I can't get over that.
Yeah, we specifically said we're signing nobody from our TST team. The team was like, do not read into this roster.
Yeah.
Nobody will be playing for us. And they were like, somebody from over there, though, actually.
We didn't nothing about other TST teams, though.
Yeah. The reason we sent the whole coaching staff, I guess. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, fair enough. All right, and then we did have our second signing. We have Sydny Nasello, who has a little bit of controversy attached to her.
Yes.
She was originally a Thorns draftee in 2022. And then they did some digging on her. They found some tweets that were not super chill,
Yeah.
to put it politely.
Very much not aligned with the
Not
Thorns
aligned with the
ethos.
Portland Thorns, that's
Yeah,
for
that's
sure. They are a very queer, very inclusive club.
very
That's
admirable.
their pillar, I feel like.
Yeah. Um,
And she also chose to double down on it at the time. And they chose to then forego their draft pick on her, which was kind of a huge deal when you think about it, because the Thorns getting you as a draft pick is insane. I feel like in women's soccer, that's like the dream almost, because it's Portland.
yeah.
Like Portland is the women's soccer city, I feel like.
You get to play in Providence Park in front of some of the best women's soccer fans in the country. It's
Yeah.
it's a huge opportunity. I mean, and for them to forego, signing her after all
Yeah.
this,
Like just to give up a draft pick.
and I mean, she wasn't just any draft pick back in 21, 22. She was consistently rated by anybody who rated NWSL drafts as one of the top 5 players coming out of college in that draft class. So for them to pass on that it's admirable that they have values to stick to. I think.
Yes, no, I fully support their decision at the time. I think, especially knowing Portland and their club culture, that was absolutely the right choice for Portland to do.
Yeah.
Sydney then went on to Sydney then went to Cyprus and then Turkey, and has come back. The team did issue a statement with her signing, saying that they acknowledge that this happened back then, that Sydney has changed, and basically that was kind of it. There wasn't a lot of or any examples of how, which I think is mostly what people are waiting for, or that's what I'm waiting for. It'd just be like okay, but how?
I do think it's the next step. I don't think it's something we just want to let slide and hope it goes away. Like, yeah, we got a great soccer player, but there is baggage attached. Everybody knows it's a controversial signing. If you have to follow up your tweets announcing her immediately with a disclaimer about how it is controversial, then there needs to be a little bit more, not just from the team about we understand this, that, the other thing. She's running a person. I would like to see something from Sydney herself. I think it's important, again, to say that any controversy that did happen back during the draft was the Sydny Nasello of 2021, of 2022, a young kid who never left her hometown. She played at USF, so she was always around the same influences she was always around. She wasn't forced to change by going somewhere else for college. So it does make sense how one person could continue to have the same beliefs that they grew up with when they're not forced to confront anything, when they're not forced to leave, when they're not forced to meet new people, essentially. But we have to give her the benefit of the doubt as her hometown club, and treat her with compassion. But I do think, as a women's soccer supporters group, as a women's soccer fan base, we need to see something, whatever it may be, out of Sydney herself. And I hope that for us, and I hope that for her as well.
Yeah, and let me just say, like, right off, I should have said this at the top, honestly. I want nothing more than for Sydny Nasello to be like Tampa Bay girl. Like, I want her to be the Tampa Bay Sun girl. Absolutely. I want her nothing more to be a team player. I want to love her so much. And her stats, honestly, her stats are great. I have no reason other than some poopy things that happened a couple years ago to not like her. And I think that the Sun coming out ahead of it in that, having that statement was one. It's never a good sign when you have to put out a statement with a player signing, but I appreciate that they're taking responsibility for it. So as in a way of saying, like, okay, well, if she does something that fans in Tampa Bay, and I will say that we are a very queer-friendly community here in Tampa Bay. I wouldn't say we're not. I don't feel like we're that hard as Portland on it, but we're St. Pete, especially, man.
Yeah.
We have one of the biggest prides in the southeastern United States. It's wild.
Yeah.
So I have to say, if we find anything else like this, I don't think it would be received well, and I think the Sun would be very poorly looked upon, unfortunately, because they did take responsibility for it. And not that I condone them for doing it. I think they must really think that she's changed. There's a difference in her attitude, something. I'm really hoping they saw something, and it wasn't just we're starry-eyed at her we're starry-eyed at her stats, and we think her stats are more important than maybe some things that happened.
I do hope she learned more than to just hide who she is, because that is what pride is all about, being proud of who you are. And if there comes a time where there's pushback to who you are, and you are told that who you are is hurtful, is disrespectful, then maybe it's time for some self-reflection. So to be proud of who you are is a big pillar of the LGBT community, the LGBT plus community. And so you have to be confident, you have to be proud. And so if you let that get pushed away, if you let that get rolled over, there needs to be some further thought. And I think if she's smart enough and mature enough, I think she did that. And I can only hope that she did.
Mm-hmm. So I think until we hear from Sydney herself, I reserve judgment. I want nothing more than to cheer real loud for her on day one. So I'm kind of hoping we hear something from her before the first game. Or maybe RBLR gets to talk to her. That'd be really cool. So it's such a loaded thing that I don't want to take it lightly, but I don't want to understate it. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's tough. It's hard to have something like this all of a sudden.
I'm like, why did we have to do that? I'm really hoping, man, that she is a team player.
But if she's gonna rehabilitate or whatever anywhere in the world, I think it's got to be back home.
Okay, that's fair.
We are her hometown club, and we almost have a duty to assume the best out of our community. And she is our neighbor. She's a community member. She's one of our own. And so we have to, if we want to consider her to be one of our own, then we have to consider that she has grown and learned in the same way I have, you have, all of her friends have, everybody else we know in Tampa has, because I do love the city. I love St. Pete. I love Tampa, and I love everybody in it. And I want the best for everyone here. And she's one of us. So I'm right there with her until she gives me a reason in 2024 not to.
Okay. I like that. That's a good way of putting it.
Thank you. So, yeah. And I mean, while we're doing it, we addressed it, let's talk about her as an athlete. She is a pro soccer player, and a very good one. She's one of the best in the country with the ball at her feet. She played for Tampa United growing up, local. She played at USF. 28 assists, 24 goals in 71 games. When she graduated, she was the all-time Bulls leader in assist. She went 7 for 8 on penalty kicks in her career there. A 2-time NCAA All-American. These are NWSL first team player quality accolades. Played 3 games and scored 2 goals for my club, the Florida Tropics. Rest in peace. Played for Florida Premier. Went overseas to Tenerife in Spain, Cyprus, Turkey. She's proved herself as an athlete everywhere she's been, and so we have no reason to doubt who she is on the field, which is an absolute baller. Mm-hmm. So it's something to look forward to. There's always going to be that little asterisk, but on the field, on the turf, cleats on grass, we got a good one there. Absolutely no doubt about that. And that's something to be happy about.
All right. Yeah, and yeah,
You
that's
know?
I I have a lot of thoughts. I'm trying to keep them all centered.
We're not just a soccer team. No
Yeah.
soccer team is just a soccer team. It's a soccer club, and it
Yeah.
comes with a lot more than just what happens on the field. But as long as we're talking about it, we got to talk about what happens on the field and off the field. And it is what it is. We agree we want to see more, but until then, we just know in 2024 that we know what we know, and we know about her as a soccer player.
All right.
Fun
Yeah,
stuff.
I think that does it, honestly. So, fun things. Training has started. We had our first practice today, like our first official practice.
Friday, July 5th, first ever Sun FC practice.
It was very exciting. We saw lots of pictures. We did have our producer Eureka go out, and he interviewed. I said it sounds like he had a very fun conversation with Riley Mattingly Parker. For sure. So I'm very excited to listen to that later. The team also hung out together on July 4th, just to backtrack a little bit because I should have done that first. They hung out. A bunch of the team hung out together. It looks like it was about 13 of them, which is really, really cool. They're all hanging out, drinking. What was it? They're like, and not energy drinks, but like electrolyte
Yeah.
drinks.
Yeah.
I love it. They're so healthy.
You got to drink on 4th of July, of course, but when you got your first ever professional team practice the next day, you're drinking electrolyte beverages, of course.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So no, that's awesome. I saw a lot of pictures. A lot of them looked like they were having fun. They were just hanging out by the pool. I like that. I love that they're already bonding. Honestly, the pictures even from earlier in the week, from that first day of reporting and like them seeing the kit room. I can't think of the word all of a sudden.
Locker room, I think we call
locker room. There we go. Yeah. The locker room. And being like, oh, there's my number and stuff. It was cool.
That new training facility looks incredible, right in the heart of Singapore. What a great backdrop with the Tampa skyline and everything. That is so cool.
Yeah, it looks really, really nice.
Yeah, I mean the vibes that the players are giving off when you look at their Instagrams and stuff, absolutely immaculate. The team looks like they're having fun, getting to know each other already. You know.
Yeah, and actually, and what we pulled, we pulled a handful of numbers that we think we have now. And I posted them, I think, on my I posted it from the Heatwave Twitter, but once we have them official, we'll post them from the Sun one, or the RBLR Sun one, excuse me.
But letting everybody know.
Huh?
Pulling back the curtain there, Lizzie. Was it my personal one or was it the Heatwave one?
Yeah, I don't know. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Keep kayfabe alive.
Yeah. And then while we're going through it, I'll let you know if I figured out if the player is here yet based on their Instagram. Because there is a handful of players, like we have Natasha Flint, just jumping forward to her. She's not here yet. She also just got married, so I think she's having some fun, understandably. Yeah. We have Erica Timrak. She's going to be number 7. She, of course, is here. Jordan Listro is going to be number 5. She, of course, is here. I've not seen Domi Richardson post anything on Instagram. There's nothing new since her players signing on her, like as an actual post. I may have missed like a story update, which is
definitely in town for when she was signed, at least, because there's all of her and Erica and Jordan.
Oh, you're right. Yes, you're right. I'm a silly. Yeah, so she might be. She's going to be 21. Riley Parker, she was listed as Riley Parker on the website, so I don't know, we'll have to ask her if she likes going by her full name or not. Don't have a number for her yet. Vivian Bissett is gonna be 4. She is here. Natasha Flint didn't grab her number because the video was a little shaky. She is not here yet. Ashley Clark is here. Hannah Keene is here with her bright red hair. Apparently, it's so vibrant. I can't wait to see it. When I looked at her Instagram, honestly, it is like it looks crazy bright. I'm excited to see her.
Red.
Yeah.
She's not going to be hard to pick out when she's picking the ball out of the back of the net. You know. Yep. So yeah, excited for her.
And she's going to be number 8. We have Amanda Kowalski as number 2, Brooke Denizik as number 3. We're not sure if she's here yet.
She's here.
She is? Okay. All right.
I saw one of the pictures. I think she was fighting with Wasilla for the ball.
Okay, cool. See, I'm going based off the Instagram. I'm bad at recognizing faces yet. I need to see them in person.
Yeah.
Wasilla is here, of course.
Yep.
She's going to be number 6. I'm not sure about Carly Giamona.
You don't know.
Okay, yeah, I didn't find her number yet. Ashley Orcus is here. She's number 28. She even messaged me on Instagram to make sure I had the right number, so I
Yep.
appreciate that. Thank you
Love
very
that.
much. Yep. Brooke Hendricks is here. And of course, Yuki Watari is here, and she's our number 10.
She is. She's so
It's gonna be
is.
Tom's favorite already.
Oh yeah. I'm the president of the Yuki Watari fan club. If you want to join, hit me up on Twitter. I'm gonna print out membership cards because she brings the energy, man. She's got such good. When I say this, it's a compliment. In case she's watching, she has gremlin energy. He is positively chaotic in the best way possible. If anybody is making that locker room interesting to be in, I got a good feeling it's Yuki Watari.
Yeah. She seems like she's goofy and just very much herself, and I love that.
Yeah. She's playing with house money, man. She came from an NAIA school, University of Tennessee Southern. I mean, she destroyed it there. We talked about it when we signed her. She was probably the best player they ever had. But man, to go from playing for Saitama High School out in Japan, come to the States to play for a small college, and now all of a sudden you're a pro. That's awesome. She's got all the reason in the world to be happy, and she's doing it.
Yeah, for sure. Next we have Jasmine Enrique Abundis. She is number 3. I don't think she's here yet. And we have Jade Moore. She's gonna be 11. She is not here yet. Cecile Flo Nielsen. I hope I'm saying it right, and I apologize if I'm not.
Yeah.
She's gonna be number 12. She's not here yet.
From a lot of these players, I think.
Huh?
We need some personal name corrections from some of these players. Yeah.
Yes, please. And then I will write them in my little notebook phonetically so that I will never say them wrong again. And then we have Lauren Kellett, our other goalkeeper, number 1. I wonder if that is gonna. I wonder if that's denote. No, I don't feel like they'd pick numbers based on that, would they?
Oh, number what? She's our starting goalie. No, yeah. I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah.
One's like the goalie number, so I think maybe I don't know. She picked it.
That's fair. Yeah, and you know what? I think 28 is just Ashley Orcus's number because it's in her Instagram handle.
Yeah, it's not worth reading into. I think, like I said, I think it's going to be a good competition.
That's fair. Yeah. And then we have Sydny Nasello. I didn't grab her number either, unfortunately, yet, and she is here because I saw her in the picture of the 4th of July.
Yeah, the player from is here. What a surprise! I don't know if you can hear that. Sorry. Somebody just scored in the Florida Elite game. My bad. I normally turn that down. Sorry.
Yes. So I think it's fun to have jersey numbers because I want to make bracelets for all of them and maybe do like lineups and stuff.
Yeah.
With it, I think that'll be fun. Or even if I just make it and then give it to the team and be like, "It's your inaugural team."
Yeah.
I don't know. It's exciting.
Them out at the thing in Ybor, the season ticket event.
Yeah.
When you gave out the bracelets, they love them.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I have to make more for the team.
Yeah.
But I don't know if everyone wants to wear one with their own name and number on it. I don't know if that's weird.
Little narcissistic, right?
Yeah. So it looks like we had a couple of players in the camp today who were 3 academy players and some trialists.
Yep.
Which is exciting. We like it. We really hope, and I know Tom was saying earlier, he really hopes there's an academy goalie.
Yeah. I think you bring in 2 goalies, let them compete. You got to carry 3 goalies on the roster. Makes sense. I would love for one of those to be a younger, Tampa Bay United, wherever, Florida Premier, Chargers, just to signal that we're here to help grow, and you pick them out of the lineup and you say, we love what you're doing, go off to college, come back, and we'll see how you're doing then. But if you're going to have some academy players in, I would, as a goalie, I would like one of them to be a goalie. I think it's a good signal to them for the future.
Yeah, I kind of like that's how the Rowdies were doing it for a little bit too, I think, right?
Producer Eureka, we got an academy goalie in there still right now. Tanner Aiken, I think. Yeah. But producer Eureka was saying there's 3 goalies in practice right now, so only 2 announced. So who knows who the other one is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When are they going to announce it? We've gotten so spoiled with announcements. I want more.
No, every day at 10 a.m. I'm like Pavlov's dog. I need Sun content at like 10 a.m. or else I feel weird.
Sorry, to clarify, it's unconfirmed, a third keeper. We're unsure.
Really?
But we think.
Let's just assume, let's just do it.
No.
Who's fact checking us?
We are journalists.
So we've got at least 2 goalies. It would make sense to sign a third. So
yes,
make it an academy one, guys. Why not?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So it's good to have practice started. Everything's really starting to feel real now that to see those video clips of the players wearing Tampa Bay Sun shirts with the logo and the colors and kicking a soccer ball and pushing each other off and like playing. I'm like, oh my God, this is happening really soon now. Like Tampa has a women's pro soccer team. That's so cool.
I know I was looking through seeing the Instagrams of like on the couple of days before, and they're all like just exploring Ybor, and I see them just tagging places, and I'm like, yes, love Ybor, stay here forever, play good soccer.
Yeah, it's such a cool place to like live and play soccer. I mean, all the puns abound about playing in the Tampa Bay Sun for the Tampa Bay Sun. It's almost low hanging fruit, but like, come on, that's awesome. So I do hope we become like, if we have a good first season, I think we become a destination club for people.
Yeah, that would be nice. Get a lot of away fans.
Yeah,
it would be nice.
Absolutely, especially when we got Fort Lauderdale in the first season, and then next year we will have 4 in-state teams, 3 in-state rivals with Jacksonville, Palm Beach, and Fort Lauderdale and us. Which means we're gonna be driving all up and down the state supporting the team. That's gonna be so fun.
Well, I mean, hopefully we'll have a bus.
Yeah, hopefully you won't be driving all.
Yeah,
up and down the state.
yeah. I'm a passenger princess. I will not be driving.
Yeah. But
I will be doing navigation and providing snacks. Speaking of good soccer, though, we had the USLW playoffs starting today. That was a great transition, right?
It was. You nailed it. Absolutely. We're getting so good at this. We're professional.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the USLW League playoffs, which Tampa Bay did not make. And, I mean, I have some questions and feelings because we had a game against Palm City Americanas that I think got rained out and was never made back up. And if we won that game, I think that would have put us ahead of points for the wild card over Asheville City. So I would like to have a almost too intense sit down with somebody at USL headquarters about, hey, what's that about? Because Asheville is the host right now. I'm watching them play right now as we speak. And like, why did Tampa Bay United and Palm City never play that 12th game? We lost out on an opportunity for 1 or 3 points just because it never happened, and that doesn't seem quite becoming of a league. So it's something I will be keeping a serious eye on next summer when I'm covering the USLW League. But until then, I guess it is what it is. But yeah. Things go on without my favorite W League team. It is what it is, Yeah. So go over some of the scores as they stand at Friday night. North Carolina Courage U23 whooped up Lancaster Inferno 4-0. They'll move on. Indy 11's very good W League team scored. I don't know if you would call it an upset, but they beat Minnesota Aurora 2-1. And I think Minnesota Aurora has never lost a home game in like the 3 years they've played.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. This was neutral site. It was in Hamtramck at Keyworth, Detroit Stadium. So they still haven't lost a home game. But very interesting for them after, all the noise they make and the attendance and all the right things they're doing as a club to lose to Indy. I mean, no shame because that's a great team as well. They've done huge things. The Brickyard Battalion is awesome at getting out there to Grand Park and supporting, but so I don't know if you call it an upset, but it's I think it's sort of a surprise.
Well, the Aurora will only have to worry about it this year because the MLS has destroyed Indy.
Yeah, because God knows what's happening in Indianapolis with that team, and even Aurora is kind of a question mark because they're way too successful off the field to hang out in the W League for too long. So I don't know if they get some investors in. I know there's been rumors and murmurs about them going NWSL, even though they are in the USL right now. I don't know if they do that. I don't know if they just take the easy jump and join Super League. But I don't anticipate that club staying at the amateur level for too long because of how awesomely they're doing everything. Well, regardless, they're not doing anything more this summer because Indy 11 beat them, and Indy 11 will move on to play the host, Detroit City, who took care of business against River Light FC. They beat them 3-0. So the next round of the Central Conference will be Detroit versus Indy. That's this weekend, this Saturday, Sunday. If you're watching this, find out. Could be on YouTube. Hope it is, because NBC Sports Engine is hard to navigate, personally, I find. But there's also the Southern game where I think Tennessee SC beat AHFC Royals. That score is actually not updated, even though the game definitely happened. So I'm trying to remember. And they will play the winner of Asheville City and Florida Elite. Florida Elite's up right now in the 65th minute. If you're watching this, you're in the future, so you know what happened. But Florida Elite's a great club, unfortunately, because they're our divisional rivals. And then Long Island Rough Riders, 2-1 over Eagle FC. And then we got the West Coast games, Florida, FC Olympia and Oakland Soul. I love Oakland Soul. They will, I think they are confirmed to be joining us in the Super League in the next year or two.
Yeah, I think they're a 2025 team.
Okay, so they're doing everything right. They're succeeding at the amateur level right now. Cool to see.
Yeah.
So they will compete against Olympia out of Washington for the right to play Storm, and I can say that with complete confidence because the other two teams at West are the California Storm and the Colorado Storm. So the Storm are absolutely winning that game and moving on.
All right, so it's the Storm versus the Storm, and the Storm will win.
Yes, yeah. I like the Storm's players. I like their jerseys. I can only assume. Imagine if both teams just have bad jerseys. But I think the Storm are going to run away with this one, or it could be a close game because the Storm are also very good.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So yeah, tune in again. Super Leagues. We got a little bit of time, so make sure you're watching the USLW League playoffs until then, because it's a really good level of play, and they deserve your support out there.
And you might be watching some future Super League players that you don't even know.
Yeah, you are almost guaranteed. Lexington, they've been going off on it, man. They've got their League One team, of course. They've got their W League team, and it feels like this week they have just, because the W League season for them is over. They didn't make the playoffs, but they have just announced 4 or 5 players from their W League team to pro contracts.
Nice.
Yeah, which is really cool. That's the pathway to pro that USL loves to talk about.
Yeah.
And it's finally there. I mean, USLW League is brand new, but like League 2 has been going on for more than a decade, back when it was the PDL and everything. And you're at the point now where every time the U.S. men's national team releases a roster, the League 2 social media accounts are all like, and all of these guys basically played for League 2 as they were growing up. So if we fill in that niche with the W League, it's going to start having. It already has. There's what's her name? There's an Indy 11 player. She's got a funny name, and I can't remember. It's like Hal Hirschfeld or something. I think the last
she has a funny name.
It's a funny name. Hirschfeld is funny. You're German, so you don't think it's so funny. It's a German name, but yeah, so it's already happening where there's
with someone with a funny name. I understand.
Yeah, you get it. Thank you. But it's already happening where USLW League players are moving on, not just to pro contracts, not just to pro contracts with affiliated pro teams, but they're making Olympic rosters. They're making U.S. Women's National Team rosters. So it's so important to fill in that gap because there are so many gaps, such big gaps in the women's sports ecosystem. not just soccer, lacrosse, everything else, where it's so hard to go pro in whatever you want to do. And it feels like a problem because you got Title IX to encourage more women to go into sports, to get more scholarships, to balance out the massive football college rosters and everything. And so that's a great thing. But what happens after college for those athletes who deserve the same opportunities that the men do? And W League, Super League, we're doing it. We're filling that in. Can't be happier for the future.
For sure. No, it's going to be great. USL is doing it.
We're doing it, man. We're doing the thing. We're leading the charge. And the Tampa Bay Sun are leading the charge of the USL. We're the first to do everything, except for have a practice. We waited until Friday to actually practice. And some other things. That's okay. We're not worried.
That's okay, because our practice looked pretty freaking good. So
I guarantee we're practicing with a nicer backdrop than anybody else.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
That about wraps it up for today, Tom. So that does it. Thank you so much for listening. Make sure, again, like, subscribe, follow, click all the buttons so that you don't miss any updates for anything. Yes, Tom. Oh, you were pointing to your shirt. I'm like, yes, Tom, Pride. Yes.
I'm pointing at the button.
You're pointing at your thing.
And at this at the same time.
I'm so good at this. Make sure that you follow Tom at RBLR Tom, or follow me at Lizzie the Lion, and then follow RBLR Son at FC. Wait, hold on. How do we point to the? I'm the worst at this.
These people our viewers are smart. They know where the buttons are.
That's true.
They've liked and subscribed to YouTube channels before. We all have.
That's true. All right. So make sure that you do that, and then come listen again next week. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you for tuning into this presentation by RBLR Sports. On your way out of the stadium, please remember to like and subscribe.